Hey, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. If you're a collector or just someone who loves history, today's video is one you're not going to want to miss. We're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1976 1-cent coin, which might just be hiding more value than you think. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get started. At first glance, a 1976 1-cent coin might seem like just another penny, right? But hold on, this coin carries with it a rich history and, in some cases, an unexpected value that could surprise you. Let's begin with the basics. The 1976 1-cent coin was struck in the United States and features the iconic design by Frank Gasparro, the famous Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, with Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse. The Lincoln Memorial, designed by Gasparro in 1959, was meant to honor President Abraham Lincoln. You've probably seen it 1,000 times, but here's the kicker: 1976 was a very special year for the U.S. Not only did the country celebrate its bicentennial, marking 200 years since the Declaration of Independence, but the U.S. Mint produced a limited number of coins to mark the occasion, including some variations of the penny. So, what makes the 1976 1-cent coin special? Well, here's where it gets interesting. While the penny wasn't redesigned specifically for the bicentennial like the quarter or half dollar, there were still some unique features that collectors are on the lookout for. In 1976, the U.S. Mint began using a new type of copper planchet, which gave the coins a slightly different appearance. This change, combined with the bicentennial atmosphere, made certain coins from this year stand out among regular pennies. However, the key factor for the 1976 penny's increased value comes down to error coins. These error coins, which can be rare and highly collectible, feature unique characteristics or defects that make them much more valuable than a standard penny. Valuable 1976 1-cent coins, errors and rarities dash. Let's talk about what could really make a 1976 penny worth more than just 1 cent. When we talk about valuable 1976 pennies, the key lies in errors. These can include coins that were improperly struck or ones with unusual features. Some of the most valuable error coins are double-struck penny, a coin that has been struck more than once, leading to a blurry image of Lincoln's profile or the memorial. This error is particularly sought after, and depending on its condition, it can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Off-center strikes. If a coin is struck off-center, part of the design may be missing or misaligned. These off-center pennies can be incredibly rare and valuable to collectors. Clipped planchet. This occurs when the coin planchet, the blank piece of metal, is clipped during production, leaving the penny with an odd shape. While this is one of the rare errors, finding a 1976 penny with this defect could be worth several $100s. Die cracks. Sometimes, the die used to strike the coin can crack, causing a raised line or pattern to appear on the surface of the coin. These die cracks can make a 1976 penny even more interesting and valuable to collectors. Imagine finding one of these rare errors in your pocket change. It could mean a huge payday for you. But how do you tell if your 1976 penny has one of these errors? Well, let me walk you through the process of identifying some of these potentially valuable coins. First, check for double strikes. Hold the penny under good light and look carefully at Lincoln's profile and the Lincoln Memorial. If you notice any blurriness or overlapping details, this could indicate a double strike error. Next, inspect the alignment. A penny with an off-center strike will have part of the design missing or misaligned with the edge. If the lettering or images are pushed too far to one side, you might have a rare find. Don't forget to check for die cracks. They'll often appear as raised lines running through parts of the design, particularly around Lincoln's face or the memorial. And finally, keep an eye out for clipped planchets. You'll notice a portion of the penny missing or the coin may have an odd, jagged shape. So, what could these rare 1976 pennies be worth? Well, it all depends on the rarity, condition, and the specific error. A regular 1976 penny is worth, well, 1 cent. But when you factor in those error coins, their value can skyrocket. Here's a breakdown of what you could expect. Normal 1976 penny. A standard 1976 1-cent coin in circulated condition is worth around 1 cent. Not a big surprise there. Uncirculated 1976 penny. If the coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it can be worth around $0.50 to $1. Error coins. If you find one of those rare error coins like a double-struck penny, an off-center strike, or a clipped planchet, the value can be anywhere from $10 to $1,000 or more. Depending on the error and condition of the coin, top-tier rare 1976 pennies. The most valuable 1976 pennies, like those with major errors or in perfect condition, have sold for over $10,000 at auction. Asterisk. Now that you know what makes a 1976 penny valuable, you might be wondering, where can I buy or sell these coins? If you have a rare 1976 penny that you think might be worth more than its face value, here are some tips. Online marketplaces. Websites like eBay are great for buying or selling rare coins. You can find a variety of 1976 pennies, from regular ones to those with incredible errors, being auctioned or sold directly. Coin dealers and shows. Visiting a reputable coin dealer or attending a coin show is another great way to buy or sell rare coins. Experts can help you assess the value of your penny and offer a fair price. Coin collecting communities. Joining online communities or forums dedicated to coin collecting can also be a great way to get advice, buy, or sell coins with fellow collectors. So, there you have it. The 1976 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny, but with the right error and condition, it can be a true hidden gem. If you find one of these rare pennies in your change, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Be sure to check your pockets, your coin jars, and your old change, because you never know when a valuable treasure might turn up. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe for more amazing coin stories and tips. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Coin lovers. If you're into collecting or simply curious about valuable coins, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we're diving into the fascinating history and potential value of the 1977 1-cent coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, you won't want to miss what we have to share. So, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get started. Alright, let's kick things off with the basics. The 1977 1-cent coin is a regular US penny. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have its own place in the history books. This penny was struck by the U.S. Mint with the familiar Lincoln Memorial design, which was created by Frank Gasparo back in 1959. It's been the official reverse design for the penny ever since. On the front of the coin, we have Abraham Lincoln's portrait, and on the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial. The coin's composition in 1977 was primarily 95% copper and 5% zinc, which is important when determining the coin's condition and any future potential value. Now, the 1977 penny may seem like a regular coin, but there's more to this little piece of American history than meets the eye. In fact, the 1977 penny marks a fascinating period in U.S. mint history. By this time, the U.S. was already in the process of transitioning from the use of silver in coins to a more economical copper and nickel alloy. 1977 was a transitional year for coinage in the U.S., and that's part of why this penny is more interesting than you might think. It was the beginning of a new era in U.S. mint operations, and the coinage system was adapting to the economic challenges of the time. But there's something about the 1977 1-cent coin that makes it stand out in the world of numismatics. One interesting tidbit is that the U.S. Mint produced a significant number of 1977 pennies, over 4 billion which means they're not particularly rare. However, this sheer abundance does not automatically make them worthless. The value of a 1977 penny is often determined by its condition and any possible minting errors. Let's talk about something crucial when it comes to the value of any coin, not just the 1977 penny: condition. The value of a coin depends heavily on its state of preservation. Coins that are well preserved and uncirculated will almost always be worth more than those that are worn or damaged. When it comes to the 1977 1-cent coin, there are several grades of condition that you need to know about. Per condition, coins that are heavily worn down and have lost most of their details might only be worth face value, or slightly more, around 1 to 2 cents. Good condition: if your 1977 penny has somewhere but still retains a decent amount of detail, it could be worth about 5 to 10 cents. Uncirculated condition: if you have a 1977 penny that looks as if it just came out of the mint, untouched by time, it could fetch between 50 cents to $2 depending on how perfect it is. Proof coins: the U.S. Mint also produces proof coins, which are specially struck for collectors with a mirror-like finish. If you happen to have a proof 1977 penny, it could be worth $3 to $5 or more, depending on the quality. But of course, there's always the chance you could have something even more valuable than just a well-preserved penny. Now, let's talk about the real treasure hidden in your coin jar: error coins. While most 1977 pennies will not be worth much, there are rare errors that can increase the value exponentially. So, how can you spot an error on a 1977 penny? Here are a few of the more valuable mistakes to look for. Point 1. Double strikes. A double-struck penny occurs when the coin is struck twice by the minting press. This results in a coin with overlapping images. These can be worth anywhere from $50 to $500, depending on the severity of the double strike. 2. Off-center strikes. An off-center penny is one where the design is not centered properly on the coin, leaving part of the image off the coin's edge. These errors are pretty sought after and could fetch anywhere from $10 to $1,000 depending on how far off-center the coin is. Point 3. Clipped planchets. This happens when a portion of the coin is literally cut off during the minting process. These are extremely rare, but if you find one, it could be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. Remember, the rarer the error, the higher the value, especially when the coin is in good condition. So, where can you buy or sell these valuable 1977 pennies? You're probably wondering where to find these rare gems or how to sell them if you're lucky enough to own one. Online marketplaces. Websites like eBay and Heritage Auctions are great places to buy and sell rare coins. Just be sure to do your research before making any purchases or sales. Local coin shops. If you have a local coin shop nearby, they can help you appraise your penny and may even be interested in buying it if it has a rare error. Coin shows. Attending coin shows is another fantastic way to get in touch with other collectors and dealers who are looking for specific coins, including rare 1977 pennies. You might even come across a 1977 penny that you didn't know was so valuable. So, what makes the 1977 1-cent coin so special? Despite the fact that it wasn't a year marked by a major redesign or historical event like the bicentennial year of 1976, the 1977 penny still holds a unique place in numismatic history. It's the sheer number of pennies minted that year, over 4 billion, that gives the 1977 penny a kind of iconic status. It reminds us of the shifts in the U.S. Mint during the late 1970s and the changes in the nation's economy. The penny, in its own humble way, reflects the story of a nation in transition. So, there you have it. The 1977 penny may seem like just another coin, but when you start looking closer, you can see how it ties into the broader history of U.S. currency and how, in some cases, it can be worth far more than just 1 cent. If you find a rare error coin or a well-preserved 1977 penny, it might just be the start of a valuable collection. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting, make sure to give us a thumbs up, share this video with your fellow collectors, and subscribe for more coin-related tips and history. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting! If you're a collector or just love digging into the history behind coins, today's episode is going to be a fascinating one. We're diving deep into the 1978 1-cent coin, its history, value, and why it could be hiding a lot more than just 1 cent. Stick around, hit that like button, and let's get started. Alright, let's start by breaking down the basics of the 1978 1-cent coin. Like most U.S. pennies minted during the 20th century, the 1978 penny features Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been around since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo in 1959. The memorial was intended as a tribute to President Lincoln, standing as a symbol of the unity that Lincoln worked toward during his presidency. This design was used on the penny until 2008, after which it was replaced by the Union Shield design we see today. Now, let's talk about the composition. The 1978 penny was minted in 95% copper and 5% zinc. Copper was the primary metal used for pennies until 1982, after which it was replaced by a copper-plated zinc mixture. This makes the 1978 penny part of the last generation of pure copper pennies, which is significant for both collectors and investors today. To understand why the 1978 penny holds any special value, it's important to know a bit about the economic climate of the time. The late 1970s were a time of economic uncertainty in the United States. The country was in the midst of high inflation, with the price of everyday goods rising sharply, and the energy crisis had caused gasoline prices to skyrocket. The U.S. Mint was still producing a massive amount of coins to keep up with the demand from a growing population, but it was also facing challenges with the cost of materials. By 1978, the Mint had already begun experimenting with ways to manage rising metal prices, a precursor to the changes that would come with the shift in penny composition in the 1980s. This backdrop is significant because it places the 1978 penny within a moment of economic transition. Although the coin itself might seem simple, the context of its creation gives it an added layer of historical value. But how much is this penny really worth today? Let's take a deeper look at the value of the 1978 1-cent coin. Like many other coins, the value of the 1978 penny depends on two main factors: condition and rarity. In terms of condition, the value can range from its face value to hundreds or even thousands of dollars if the coin is rare or in pristine condition. Circulated 1978 penny, a penny in circulated condition, which has been used as regular currency, is worth only 1 cent. These coins are generally not considered rare, as over 4 billion were minted. Uncirculated 1978 penny. If you have a penny in uncirculated condition, one that looks almost as fresh as the day it was minted, it could be worth around 50 cents to $1 depending on the quality. Coins that were kept in excellent condition by collectors can command a slightly higher value. Proof 1978 penny. The U.S. Mint also produces proof coins which are specially minted for collectors. These coins are struck with polished dies to create a mirror-like finish. A proof 1978 penny could be worth between $3 and $5, depending on its condition and whether it has been kept in its original packaging. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While the 1978 penny may not be considered extremely rare, error coins can significantly increase its value. Error coins are mistakes made during the minting process, and collectors are always on the lookout for them. So, let's explore some of the more valuable errors you might find in a 1978 penny. Here are a few error types that can boost the value of a 1978 penny. Double strikes. This happens when a coin is struck twice by the minting press, resulting in an overlapping or doubled image. These errors can be worth between $50 to $500, depending on the severity and visibility of the doubling point. 2. Off-center strikes. If the penny was not aligned properly during the minting process, the design might appear off-center. These errors are highly prized by collectors, and depending on how far off-center the coin is, it could be worth anywhere from $10 to $500.3. Clipped planchets. Sometimes, a portion of the blank metal planchet gets clipped off during the production process, resulting in a penny with an irregular shape. These are quite rare, and a clipped planchet 1978 penny could be worth anywhere from $100 to $1,000 or more. 4. Die cracks. These appear when the die used to strike the coin cracks, leaving a raised line or pattern on the coin. While die cracks are more common than other errors, they still add unique appeal to a coin, and these can sell for $50 to $200. So, now that you know the possible errors to look for, you're probably wondering where to buy or sell these coins. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, there are a few great options for tracking down and trading 1978 pennies. Here are a few avenues to explore. 1. Online marketplaces. Websites like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are fantastic places to buy or sell rare coins, including error coins like the 1978 penny. Just make sure you do your research on the seller or buyer before making any transactions. 2. Local coin shops. Visiting a reputable local coin shop is another great option. These dealers can help you assess the value of your coin and offer a fair price if you're selling. You can also find a wide selection of 1978 pennies and other rare coins at these shops. 3. Coin shows. Attending coin shows is an excellent way to meet other collectors and dealers, where you can either find or sell rare coins. Many shows also offer appraisal services, so you can get a professional evaluation of your coins. So, what makes the 1978 penny special in the grand scheme of things? While it may not have been minted in a year of major political events or changes like the bicentennial coins of 1976, the 1978 penny still has its place in U.S. numismatic history. It represents the final years of the traditional copper penny before the shift to zinc-plated steel in the early 1980s. The 1978 penny is part of a series that collectors are fond of for its history and its connection to the economic challenges of the time. And even though billions of these pennies were produced, there's something special about owning a piece of that history. Whether you find a rare error coin or simply a beautifully preserved example, the 1978 penny serves as a small but significant artifact of a changing era. There you have it, coin collectors! The 1978 1-cent coin might seem like just another penny at first glance, but with its rich history, potential errors, and lasting significance, it has much more to offer than meets the eye. Keep your eyes peeled, because you never know when you might find a hidden treasure in your pocket change. If you enjoyed today's deep dive into the 1978 penny, be sure to like this video, subscribe for more coin history, tips, and value guides, and share it with your fellow coin lovers. Thanks for watching, and remember, happy hunting!